Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
Well, it's become sort of a regular thing where I apologize about some kind of scheduling snafu. John had been lobbying to start this a half hour earlier, and he kept saying 7:30, 7:30, 7:30. And I said, no, not 7:30, 8 o'clock. It's a nice, even, right, top of the hour. People can remember that. And then when I was scheduling it for this week, I guess he got to me. Got into my head. He overrode my.
It was worth it all those nights sneaking into your house about 2 a.m. and just whispering 7:30, 7:30, 7:30.
So my apologies to those that had waited until, I don't know, for another 30 minutes, whatever time it is for you. With our massive audience, though, that's probably maybe just one person. I don't know.
We still have people. There are still people
showed up. Well, you get
That's
notified, right? I mean, and if you happen to be free, whatever. So we will. This is a special one-time good deal. Next week.
Scarlet Swordfish.
Actually, not next week because I think we're gonna have to take another break. But the next time we're on,
Frodo Jedi. Good morning. Good evening.
Next time that we do this.
All right.
8
back to 8. 8 o'clock. You've heard it here. 8 o'clock Central.
8 o'clock. All right. Let's start the show for reals in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 661 for September 11th, 2023. Good evening, John.
Good evening, James.
I notice you have 3 monitors behind you. You have the Key Lime iBook. We've seen that before with the flying toasters. You've got the Sage.
The Lime. No, it's the Lime.
Lime.
Yep.
But there's a third monitor that looks like it's displaying an OS 10 like screensaver.
Yeah, it's just a flurry screensaver. So right here, this little tiny monitor is actually a 32-inch CRT TV that has HDMI on it. And you can tell how big it is because there is the G4 quad nostril there.
Oh, that little tiny thing. Yeah.
That's right. So
because it's about a quarter of a mile to the back of
it is
the Mac Attic.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Mac Attic, this must mean it is cool now. You've got your AC.
Yes. Yeah, we had a guy came out and got my air conditioner fixed. Thank goodness.
Yeah. It'd be a rough time to be without air.
Oh yes, yeah. Florida, September, yeah.
So what's the is the G4 just there just to display the screensaver, or is there other purpose there?
Oh well, I so I got that thing with the HDMI port, and I'm like, well, this would be a great thing to play games on. So I've got that nice G4 back there, so I can play Descent or something on a nice 32-inch monitor. The weird thing is the resolution. It's I have to have it at 720 by 480. Very unusual resolution, and that's the only way it actually fills up the screen. So it's gonna be hard finding games that'll actually play in a weird resolution like that.
And HDMI, I didn't think HDMI. I thought HDMI started at 1080, but you're saying it's
that TV. Yep.
Interesting.
Now I have hooked also a Xbox up to it, Xbox 360, and Halo looks pretty darn nice on there, I have to say. Yeah.
All right. Well, what are we talking about today? I don't think we said it last week. We decided we're going to time capsule it again, but this time we're going to switch back to Macworld magazine. Go back 30 years to September 1993, and a lot was happening back then.
Yeah, this was a good episode. Good issue.
Mm-hmm. And maybe it'll be a good episode. But yeah, it was a good issue. Okay, so let's come back with some eBay finds. All right.
Yeah, Dragon Con was great.
Oh yeah,
It was a lot of
Dragon
fun.
Con made it back
Yep,
safe and sound.
absolutely.
What was the highlight of
Oh
Dragon
goodness.
Con?
We actually went to quite a few science panels that were fun.
Mhm.
There's also a science trivia show, and darn it, scientists can be darn funny. I have to say. So yeah, we didn't see any of the big names, which Adam Savage would have been fun to see. Yeah, that was my kind of big. I wish I had gotten a chance to see Adam Savage talk because I'm sure
Mhm.
that would have been quite the hoot.
Mhm.
Yep,
All
but
right.
yep, fun.
All right. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Time now for eBay finds. Last episode, we had the Apple Macintosh portable rechargeable battery, and this had the original packaging, the documentation, everything. Um, it did not sell. It's been relisted though, and presently is offered for the buy it now of $123.75. Which, and let's see, is there a make an offer? No. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute, let me click some more here and I find out. Oh, you know what? It ended and it ended again, and I'm still clicking the latest. Okay, here we go. The latest is a place a bid for $93.75, or you can still buy it now, $123.75. So
Hmm.
there you go. That's uh, gosh, if I were, a Mac portable completionist,
Mm-hmm.
this
Yeah,
would be a must-have. I mean, that
absolutely.
box right there. My goodness. Okay. And then there was a Macintosh 512K set that included a lot of original boxes, including Apple Image Writer 1 with box and the carrying case, another rare box with the Picasso logo on it. That is still available. Buy it now. It's kind of up there, $4,999, but you can make an offer on that as well. And then the Martin Luther King Jr. poster, but this was an unreleased proof from Think Different ad campaign that's available. Buy it now. $129,000 and 129,999, or you can make an offer. Okay, we gotta always mention when one of these goes up for auction, it is the original Apple one. This one, as much as we talk about these, we probably should be tracking
Right. Yeah.
the serial numbers, or however they're distinguished, because it seems like we've seen this one before, right? That
I
feels
believe we have.
familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says this is a verified, fully operational original Apple One computer system in excellent condition in its original Byte Shop Koa wood case. Of course, that was an option
Right. From the Byte
provided
Shop.
by the
Right.
Byte Shop. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Has the DataNetX version D keyboard, an unmodified NTI board in almost perfect condition. And the system was verified by Apple One expert Corey Cohen during the 2019 Vintage Computer Festival West, in which it was one of 2 continuously operated units during the show with over 6 hours each day of full operation.
Nice.
Comes with a period Sony monitor. There's a picture of the board itself. Looks pretty nice. It's shown, so this one they refer to this as number 79 in the Apple One registry.
Oh, okay.
And this person's the second owner, took possession of it in early 1978 from the original owner as part of a trade-in for a newer Apple II computer at the computer store where I maintain all Apple IIs in Montreal, Canada. Sounds familiar. It seems like this one went up for sale before.
Maybe it just never
I
sold,
remember
so
that
they took it
story.
down for a while and are trying again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really reaching for the stars.
Yeah, so that's the thing. We just saw an Apple One board. Surely it didn't have this nice a case, but
Yeah.
it didn't even get what, $750,000? What I can't
Yeah, I
remember
think it
now.
was under
The auction from just a few
212
weeks
something.
ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this is
the
certainly a
fact that
nicer example. but
This person is asking
Ooh.
buy it now price
of
of $1,500,000,
oof.
or make an offer.
Or,
Free local pickup from Boca Raton. I mean,
mhm.
gorgeous. I mean, there's and the fact that it has the right era monitor to go with it
Mhm.
is really something. I mean, just really, really is something. But yeah, I mean that price. I mean, yeah, yeah. I wonder what the actual make an offer that this person would be willing to accept is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely at that price. It would be the most expensive one ever
Yeah.
by a long shot. Okay. Oh, look at
Oh,
this.
this thing.
I, I
Right.
I love it when I come across like a vintage Mac accessory peripheral that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
This is this is for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. No, that's
I was going to talk it up.
yeah, the
Go ahead.
Macintosh Mac video processor for compact Macs. Fortunately, they included an ad from a magazine for this thing, and so let's read the description of what the ad says. It converts Mac video to standard TV video. Lets you use any TV or big screen projection unit as a Macintosh screen or record on a VCR. Perfect for training presentations, sales presentations, or education. Pan, freeze, frame, and zoom using your mouse. No expensive special monitor or special projection unit is required. Attaches easily, and all you need to connect to any TV, big screen, or VCR with direct video connector, or use with an RF modulator. So there you go. So if you already have a TV, any TV, then Mac Video Processor for $1,295 is all you need. See for yourself. Send $15, refundable with future purchase for VHS video cassette recording of Mac Video Processor in use. Oh, I wish we had that video. So yeah, so you've got what looks like something that would piggyback on the back of your actual compact Mac. The ports on the back of it are a mouse port. So it's got a mouse kind of a pigtail that connects to the mouse port on the back of the Mac, and then you connect your mouse to the back of this, so you can do that zoom and freeze frame thing. And this also has your standard RCA phonojack out, video out. So I don't know what the switch. It's got what looks like a phone connector of some sort.
Yeah.
That's a switch, maybe just for turning it on and off somehow through a serial port, maybe. And then this thing is missing the power adapter. It's got some round 7-pin connector on the back. But other than that, this has with it, it's got the interface board that must go inside the monitor, that must kind of hijack the video feed, is what it looks like. Where those little jumper wire things connect to, who knows? Let's see, what else have we got
Well,
here?
the owner did hook it up. You can see a picture there where the jumper goes.
Well, I see. Okay, so I see it connected to the back, but they don't show it actually in use because, again, there's no power. So I don't know if they actually connected that inside part of it or not. I'm guessing not.
They did.
They did. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, does it mention that in the description?
Yeah, they connected
Okay, I'm
everything,
sorry.
but couldn't get anything to happen because they didn't have the external power.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
So they gave it a shot.
So here's the cool thing. Even with the power source missing, this is still pretty cool. And the fact that right now with 3 bids, this is only $10.50. It has 5 days left to go, but obviously the person started it low and they're just letting it see what happens. It's pretty darn awesome of them. And I really hope this ends up in the hands of somebody like Steve, who can backwards engineer what the voltages should be and tries to get something like this running. I would love to see this in action.
Yeah.
And it looks like
Yeah,
quite
me
the
too.
involved board too. They show an inside picture
Uh-huh.
of
Oh,
the
this one right
logic
here.
board,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, there's a lot.
it is chock full of stuff. Let me
You can
tell
see
you.
why they charged
Why was-
$12.95 for this thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I wonder if, gosh, if you could find a review of this thing somewhere,
Somewhere,
or
right?
the
Yeah, with a
documentation.
few more details on the
Mhm.
connector or a
Yeah,
picture of the power supply or something.
yeah, something.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. The title says very rare Apple Mac computer stained glass logo dealer sign collectible, 12 inches. Let's see. It says this was found in an antique store off a dealer who does estate cleanouts. I do not know the history of this item. It says I did have the metal surround repaired recently. The leaf of the apple was nearly dangling off. The metal on the bottom of the Apple logo or the Apple was also loose. The stained glass repair is done by a professional, and I have the receipt. She added a wire under the solder to stabilize everything. Feels very secure now. The hanging loops on the sides were there when I found it. And he says, I'm assuming this was a window hanging display from an Apple dealer. So we don't know for sure.
Right.
And so you've got a 6-color Apple logo. Got little 2 hanging points there on either side. This looks actually very similar to one I have.
Oh, okay. So at first I thought
Um,
it looked very deformed, but I see that looking at some of the other photos where they're holding it more flat to the camera, that it's a
uh
little bit more proportional than I initially thought from that first photo where it's obviously taken at a kind of an upward angle.
Yeah.
So that, yeah, that doesn't
I
look bad.
think I think that see when I read the description that said that the leaf was nearly dangling off and it was
Yeah.
repaired there. I believe you see how it's kind of sagging a little bit.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think mine the leaf is more at the right angle.
Okay.
And maybe this was repaired not exactly the way it was originally. But I'll grab mine
Yeah.
at some point and then we'll
Compare
compare
to
them.
the pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So just because, do you know the backstory on yours versus this one? They
no,
don't really have any idea of the backstory.
I don't know. I don't know if it was some kind of official thing. The one I have, I have only ever seen mine. I've never
Uh
seen
huh.
another. If this is one very similar to it, then it leads me to believe that, there was a production run, even if it was just 2.
Sure.
But
Sure.
there's
Sure.
more than one is more than I knew.
Yeah.
So, and I tend to gravitate towards these odd Apple logoed items,
So
and I have
I have
many
to
of them.
ask how
Yes.
much you paid for yours compared to how much they're selling
I
theirs
did
for.
not pay anything close to what they want. Again, I bought mine, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. Who knows what I paid for it, but I didn't pay anywhere
Well,
near what they want, which is a buy now
right.
of $2,500. There is a make an offer. This ships from Bridgeville, Pennsylvania. And yeah, uh, so maybe at the end of the episode, we'll take a look at mine and see how it compares.
Sounds good.
All right. Switch over now. Don't bid me up. Who's bidding on what?
I believe bidding on the
Proto Jedi
Mac
on that.
Vision
Oh yeah,
Mac Video processor. Yeah.
yeah. Who's got dibs? You gotta claim that in the chat so that nobody else will bid. Last thing I'm gonna do is start a bidding war.
Well, Ed, you can stream from Classic Macs now. You know they've got that whole thing worked out, so you can basically output to HDMI from your classic compact Mac, which is again pretty freaking amazing.
Sure, but it's not
But it's not,
not this.
vintage, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. We're gonna go to this, and we're gonna.
Do you have one of your Newtons handy?
Um, not without me getting out of my chair. No.
Ah, no worries, no worries.
Okay. Here we go. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. All right, we're going to turn back the clock 30 years to September 1993. We've pulled up Macworld, and you can get it the digital form in many different formats over at archive.org. The entire catalog of Macworld and Mac Addict and a lot of great magazines, thankfully, preserved for the ages. The cover you just mentioned is Newton.
Yeah.
I guess we're getting that hum of your. Was that the fan of the iMac that you?
Oh, you know what? It might be.
I
Might
don't know.
be.
You
Do
keep
I need to turn it off?
No, well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how bad it is. But when you
Actually,
mute it, it's obvious.
Actually, it's from the G4 back there.
Oh, that's what it
The
is.
quad nostril.
From
Yes, the wind
yeah.
tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. The fact that it's 20 something feet back that way,
Well, you've got
and
that.
you can still hear the
You've
fans.
got that. It's pointed right at your microphone. I think. Anyway, we were talking about the start of something big. Question mark. Newton graces the cover of Macworld for the first time. There's also 3 new Macs: the LC520, the Centris 660 AV, and the Quadra 840 AV, which is a monster computer for the time. But we're going to flip through this and find a couple of things that we wanted to talk about. Let's see. I think we're going to go. I just show the sign of the times. And this 2-page ad from Microsoft says, to get the most out of this box, and it shows a Macintosh 2 CI with a monitor on top. So to get the most out of this box, you need to get this box, Microsoft Office with PowerPoint, Excel, Word, and the box it's indeed a box, and that's actual size there. The size of the box is almost as big as the computer.
No, really?
And the monitor. I think so, because this back then, when you paid some ridiculous sum, and this is pre-CD-ROM, right? So you're paying for
floppy after floppy after floppy. Right.
And you can see on the picture of the box, there are 4 other boxes in this box, and each box then has all the paper documentation, because they used to ship these paper manuals, which were massive. But you felt like you were really getting something, right? When you paid your, I don't know what Office cost back then, $400 or $500 or something.
I'm sure, yeah.
Of $93, which is half in value of what we think of that today. But yeah, you felt you had to get a second person to help you carry this thing to your car, as opposed to now. When you buy software, you get an alphanumeric code that you type in.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really feel like the same thing, but anyway. All right. Let me go to page. You wanted to look at page 17. I think this was a clearance sale.
I just always, again, me, I always like to see what hard drive prices are, and there's a nice big. They're very proud of the fact that LaCie has a 1 gig drive for $999. It's just unfathomable how much cheaper memory has gotten and storage has gotten over the years.
Yeah, and quicker and more reliable and everything else. But yeah, $999. Okay, let's go to page 27. I want to look at this letter to the editor here. It says, I am the proud owner of a museum quality Mac Plus with system 6.0.8, 4 megs of RAM and a 40 meg hard drive. Imagine my reaction when I see Miss Stefanak's statements to the effect that a Plus is a flawed, obsolete relic that is not worth fixing up. The only thing I can do, this line of reasoning goes, is go out and buy myself a brand new Color Classic or LC3. Well, duh, why didn't I think of that? That's like telling someone with a 1985 Chevy that they shouldn't waste money buying new tires when it would be far better to go out and buy a brand new BMW. Thanks for the news flash. Most people already know that purchasing a brand new computer is preferable to staying with their old one. So perhaps in the future you could tone down the "they have no bread, let them eat cake" approach to upgrading. From James McCool.
Mic drop.
So this is 93.
93, and he's talking about a museum quality Mac Plus. I love that.
Yes.
Wow.
And the Mac Plus when was it purchased? I mean, just 4 or 5 years earlier, right? Um, so anyway, I wonder if James McCool, 30
I
years later,
bet you.
still
I
has
bet
that
you
insane
James still
quality
has that.
necklace. Oh,
That's right.
I've got to. I've got to. With that kind of defense put up, it's certainly. All right. And then with the Newton on the cover, it would make sense that there is now probably the first ad.
Ad.
I'm surprised it's
Hmm.
not a two-pager, just a full-page ad. Newton in the palm of a hand, looking
So
sharp,
so
now taking
did
orders.
did they like find somebody with really big hands to take to hold the Newton to make it look a little smaller? Because the Newton was pretty wasn't
Yeah,
exactly
it
tiny.
would it would look bigger in my hands. Yeah, yeah. I don't. Those are pretty big hands. I bet you. Let's go to. You wanted to look at page 37. Well, this is the news section, and they talk about the release of the 660 AV, codenamed Tempest,
Mm.
and the Quadra 840 AV, codenamed Cyclone.
But over on the side is what I wanted to talk about. One of the in briefs.
Mm-hmm.
The one about Mac applications on Unix.
Oh,
Yeah, it's over there. I think it's
oh,
the
there it is in the
very
corner.
bottom one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is
Apple has announced that it's working with IBM Sun, Hewlett Packard, and Unix systems laboratories to bring Macintosh applications and system services to those platforms. Currently, Apple is developing high-speed application engines that will translate Mac toolbox calls directly into Unix system calls. Derek over at Mac Folklore Radio had just done 2 episodes on AUX.
oh,
And so they it kind of what he talked about. One of the articles that he pulls information from is from August, I believe, of 1993,
hmm.
and then there was a article over on 68K MLA on AUX the Longview from 2010 that he also covers in another episode. So obviously they never did anything. Nothing ever came of them actually having so Macintosh stuff could run on that other hardware back then. But I could see where they were talking about that because of the way they implemented AUX on the Mac. So
Mhm.
yeah, if you get a chance, go over to macfolkloreradio.com and check those episodes out. Very good.
All right. Let's go to page 100. Here's a review of Star Wars visual clips. What's this all about?
Oh yeah, that was you know me. I miss the days of being able to customize things you can do on your Mac.
Mm-hmm.
But even I would have had to say no to this one. So you can imagine if you've got like a system beep, custom system beep, custom system beep sounds for inserting disks, ejecting disks, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine how annoying it would get really quickly if a video clip popped up every time you did some sort of system event? That's what this is. Star Wars
Holy
visual
smoke.
clips was a little control panel, and it would actually bring up a little video snippet from Star Wars
Mm-hmm.
for whatever you wanted. You decided what clip came up for whatever system event happened.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, I
Wow.
just thought it was kind of interesting, and I can definitely understand why this one never really went anywhere.
There are 62 clips over 16 megabytes of movies, and you can have for $89.95. It's a shame they don't give us a screenshot of what the
Well,
super high
I'm
quality.
sure, maybe next week I'll go ahead and if this is over on Macintosh Garden,
Yeah,
maybe I'll load it up on something we can just kind of look at it next week, just as a kind of a secondary bit for the episode.
you can see a preview thumbnail there in the screenshot of just the dialog box, and it looks. I guess is that R2D2 and
R2, yeah, but of course
and
you're looking at a magazine now image that's been blown up, so
sure,
yeah, you're
sure,
not
but
getting
I
yeah.
doubt it's much better than what I'm seeing there. But anyway, yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty weird.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, of course, the big article in here is the Newton has arrived at long last. A small revelation, and there it is. This is the first new computer platform that Apple had announced in nearly 10 years, right? So it'd been, Macintosh would have been the one before this. So it's kind of a big deal. A whole new platform, its own ecosystem. Um, and then, oops, I'm just messing around here. And it goes into great detail about it, how it works, all the cool peripherals. It shows there the ports, storage cards, how the screen works. Some cool graphics there. Um, this is kind of would be a great full read, just to see how they amaze at the kind of things they did, and it was amazing. I mean, I wasn't able to get my hands on a Newton. I think I picked it up around the 120, a few years after the original.
Mm.
What were they, $9.95, I think, to start, something like that, and then your dollars. But yeah, the beginning of palm-top computing. Well, at least with handwriting recognition and all that. So very awesome. Let's see. I'm gonna go to page 227. Getting rid of Drake.
Yes.
Do you recognize this guy?
Yeah, I thought it was a fun little read. There's two fun little reads in this one. You've got David Pogue.
Right.
Does a great bit on
David
article
Pogue
on.
he's still out there. He's still he's a journalist now for I think CBS News, and so you'll see
Oh,
him on
nice.
like
Okay.
CBS Sunday morning. Still doing tech stuff, But yeah. So what's this one all about?
Oh, this one is all about different applications for changing your desktop patterns, and boy, oh boy, were there a ton of different products by different companies for changing your desktop patterns. So he goes into great detail on each one, and what the pros and cons of each one, and yeah, you will learn more about what you could do for desktop patterns than you ever thought you wanted to.
That's something that we used to really obsess about, and we used
Oh
to spend
gosh,
a lot of
yes,
time. Does anybody do that
absolutely.
anymore? You
Well,
just kind of like,
everyone has just wallpaper now. I mean, just
yeah,
if
you
they have
pick
anything.
one, or you select on the Mac. You can select a folder of whatever and just let it go. But yeah,
Yeah,
between screensavers and desktop screens and pop up videos when you did some kind of system action. I mean, we spend so much of our time downloading these things and purchasing
right, right.
software packages, and it was all about customization of our Macintosh experience. And I don't know, we sort of just kind of moved on beyond that. It's just sort of good enough just to use whatever's built in. All right, one more visit here in this issue. I want to look at this full page ad here. It says, call for your Color
Oh,
Classic today, carry it with you tomorrow, get a free carry bag with your order. They
what?
just reduced the price of the Color Classic from 13, looks like 89, down to 11.73.
Oh,
What's cool about this, well, a couple things are cool. One is that you get a free carry bag. If
which
you
I've
love
never
your
seen that kind pop up before, where it's got the big Apple Garmin font, Apple on it,
uh-huh uh-huh
and something big enough designed for the Color Classic
yeah,
would have been
which is
nice.
oversized, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is through the Apple catalog. We've talked about the Apple
Wow.
catalogs, the mail order catalogs that you would get in the mail, and yeah, you could buy computers from direct from Apple,
Nice.
which is you know something you could not do otherwise. That is, buy
Hmm.
a computer directly from Apple. Unless, I guess maybe education was different. You could do that perhaps, but regular consumers, you had authorized dealers. That was your
Now,
option.
do you think they went this route because the Color Classic? I don't believe it was selling very well here in the States, was it?
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
Uh,
that's the whole. They had the Apple catalog with the shirts and
right, 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 right. So, I
luggage
mean,
and whatever else
was it just an extra
they
place to
added.
try to get rid of slow moving stock in this
Well, I
instance?
think they had most of the line available that you could buy.
Okay.
Uh, I think it was just an opportunity to get into catalog sales,
Hmm.
and direct to the consumer. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how they competed with other vendors. I mean, obviously they're competing directly with their own authorized retailers, so it's kind of an interesting arrangement. But I just didn't remember ever seeing them advertising and then the selling computers like that. So, this is predates obviously the Apple Store and Apple.com where they're selling online, right? So this is probably the first instances of Apple selling directly to regular consumers. All right. Well, that's a nice little glimpse back in September 1993.
I have to say this was so that was I noticed in there that this was the first issue with the new cover design, with the Macworld logo looking like that versus the older kind of Apple Garmin Macworld font.
A little bolder and much more attention getting.
But I think this issue seemed to be a whole lot less dry than some of the ones that we've covered recently.
All right. Well, you can download that PDF from archive.org.
So Scarlett, David Pogue was David Pogue almost in that submersible?
Oh,
I
is that
didn't know that. Wow.
He was going to cover it probably for CBS.
And then Fog Wraith showed up after I mentioned Macintosh Garden. So that was awesome.
All right. Now we're going to go...
He wrote in it once. Okay.
The news is, well, let's see what I got here. Let's go with this. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, it's time for the news. One sort of retro-ish news story over on Kickstarter. There's a new Kickstarter for the Ray Q 128K retro style multifunctional dock with display. It says it supports Apple MST3 4K at 60 hertz display, 21 ports, customized screen display, time display, digital album, Bluetooth speaker, mini Macintosh. What the heck is this thing? I think the easiest thing is me just play this little video here. If you haven't seen it here, let's take a look at this. Let's rediscover the Mac. I might have to narrate here for the audio audience a little bit.
Introducing RayQ 128K docking station, the world's first multifunctional retro desktop essential. It's the best companion for your laptop. RayQ 128K has a range of ports for different peripherals. The DisplayLink technology supports 3 4K external displays for your laptop. RayQ 128K delivers up to 100 watts of power to your laptop. It also fast charges your laptop and smartphone at the same time. And you can enjoy your favorite tunes with the built-in Bluetooth speakers. RayQ informs you of upcoming appointments to stay on top of your day. And the portable keyboard hub allows you to work more productively anywhere you go. Its vintage appearance suits any workspace. RayQ's digital display can be personalized with a wide selection of UI. It has everything you need to make your desk a perfect workstation. RayQ, redefine your work.
Wow. And so what you don't get from the audio is what this thing looks like, which is a compact little Mac.
Kind of like maybe like a 5400, all-in-one esque.
Oh, I mean, I think it looks more like just a classic Mac.
Oh, I just aspect ratio, kind of with
it's
the
a little
wider body
wider
and everything.
It's a
Yeah.
little
By the
wider.
way, it's darn cute. You know what it reminds me of with the different screens and everything you can have
Mhm.
on it is the Chumby. I don't
The
know if you remember
Chumby.
the Chumby or
Oh,
not.
the Chumby. Yeah, it was like
Right?
it's like an early Alexa type thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a little
Yeah.
internet device, right, and little flash applications on the screen.
Yeah.
Um,
This is kind of interesting. So it's in beige and and yeah, just it looks like a little compact Mac, and it's got all those ports. It's pretty compact, really, with everything that's
mhm.
packed in there. Anyway, we don't have any involvement with this. I can't say anything. You no, no, I have no inside information on this Kickstarter. They have hit their goal by a wide margin. They only needed 5,000. They're up to $81,000 pledged with 333 backers and 23 days to go. The Ray Q128K will cost you right now. There's a looks like an early bird price that's $169.
Yeah, but that looks like it's for the basic version. If you want the one that does the Bluetooth speaker and everything, it's gonna be
Oh,
more like 200 ish.
199, which they're saying
Right?
is the retail for that's going to be 299. It's not cheap. It's
No,
but
no,
there's a
not
lot
at
of
all.
things going that you can do with this, with all the ports and the charging and all that. So you're saying the Pro differs? Oh, it's a more power. The companion app, um,
And it has the
and it doesn't
speaker.
have the
Yeah,
speaker. Yeah,
right. Yep.
yeah. So it's charging the app, which would do the image playback and little gee whiz things on the front. So yeah. Well, anyway, check it out. Kickstarter.com. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think for that price, I'll be passing.
You'll be passing.
It's
Yeah.
cute, but
I'd have to really have to be in the need for this
right.
particular kind of dock at the
Yeah, I
moment.
mean, if I
Most
just
of the
want
time.
a fun little screen next to my Mac, I will. I've got my little mini Mac I made that does look like actually
Yeah.
look like a Mac. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Look at that awesome animation. That is the
Ooh.
animation for the Apple event, which is coming up real soon, next week, right?
I like that kind of
Um,
dissolving apple in the sand sort of. Ah, man, I gotta see if I can.
it's trippy. I don't
Yeah,
think we had another animated one. There've been a lot of
there's the
stylized
one that
apples.
changed styles. Where it kind of like animated between the different. Like it would be like a cubistic one, and then one that looked like Pop Tart frosting, and then one looked,
Oh
and it would
yeah.
kind of go back and forth between like I don't know, like 8 or 9 different very
Uh-huh.
stylized apples.
This is just mesmerizing. I mean, I just stare at
Yeah, I
this and
want
go,
this as a
"Wow, look
screensaver. It's yeah.
at that." Right. Or a desktop. Let's zoom in on that bad boy
Ooh,
and
oh
just
my
see what's going
gosh.
on there.
Wow. All right.
Uh,
Yeah, if for anyone listening, you need to go to Apple's website and
take a look at
oh, that's
this. Yeah.
amazing. Even better zoomed in. Holy cow.
Yeah. So what does this mean? What does well, I mean the events this fall event is typically iPhone, so we're expecting a new iPhone 15 in the various models. Maybe watch improvements. Not sure what else. They're talking about an iPad upgrade. I don't know, but nothing. I'm not sure there's been any rumors of anything groundbreaking. So what does this mean? Is that like titanium? Is that some sort of other? Can we read something into the sand or whatever those
Sure. I
particles
mean,
are? I don't
something,
know.
right?
I don't know.
Whatever the
But we'll
particles
we'll
are.
find out next week. We'll see how it all fits
Oh,
together.
that's so cool.
All right. Yeah, the effect is used in Foundation. It was reminding me of
I haven't
something.
watched that yet.
Oh my goodness, Foundation is amazing.
I read the books, back in like high school. It's been a long time since I've read them.
Yeah, it is an amazing television series.
Mac mentions
Okay.
that, yeah, next year is the 40th anniversary Mac. It would be awesome if we got a special edition Mac, wouldn't it?
Mm, yeah, it would be. Not gonna happen. Might happen. Probably won't happen. Okay. I guess we'll sign off, and then after we sign off, then I'll grab that
So
Stained glass.
one more time for anyone listening to this and wants to watch us, 8 o'clock Central Time.
Next week.
Is
The
next,
week after
not
next.
the week
Yeah.
after next,
We're
right?
gonna try to
skipping
standardize
next
that.
week.
And
Yeah.
they say once you do it 7 times in a row, then you develop a habit. We're up to we've
I will never
reset the
mention that
clock.
other time again.
We reset the clock back to 0 in a row. So okay, let's record in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that wraps up another episode of the Retro Maccast. If you want to join us live, we endeavor to be at 8 a.m. Central on Mondays. We will not be
8
8
p.m.
p.m. Oh boy, that
8
really threw that up.
p.m. Central on Mondays.
I was just testing to see if John had faded off yet. 8 p.m. Central Mondays. Although we will not be back next week unless John decides he wants to strike out on his own. It's up to him. But I'm unavailable. Well, I'll be getting back probably late, so probably be the week after next that we'll have another show, and we'll try to properly schedule it on the YouTube. All right. Anything else, John?
Nothing here.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't we say our pop the phrase that pays? Until next week, remember it's not old.
It's retro.
Okay. Now we're off the clock. Oh, it's 21 days to turn something. 21 days. Is that like 21 then 21 weeks for us? We're weekly.
Right. Yes. Or is that
Why did I
21
think it was just
sequential? Is
7?
that 21 business days?
It's 21 times you've done it in a row. I think maybe the 7 is like how to convert dog ears or something like maybe. Okay, let me entertain you entertain the crowd.
Yeah. I will show them my thrift store find. I don't know if I've ever shared it online. So while you go get your stained glass, so this was a local thrift store find. Don't ask me. I don't know. I didn't paint it. I have no idea. On the back it says "Apology to Michelangelo, Apple Computer, and God." So there you go. So let's see how long it takes James to find his thing. Oh, one more thing I can share with you. I was over at my friend Joe's, who we went to Dragon Con with me, and I have to show off his shelf of awesome software. So this is his game shelf. Most of these are still sealed because he got the games before he had a Mac more powerful enough to play them. So these still have their vintage air still intact. So just wanted to share that with you. Joe's collection I'm very envious of how well he takes care of his stuff. All right, I see James is back.
Oh, you put me on camera while I was gone.
Oh, sorry.
That's right. As I was rummaging around. All right. I'm pretty sure I have one that looked similar to the one that they have, but I couldn't find.
Okay.
One. I thought the one that I had handy was the one that was similar to that. I'll have to save it for another time if I can find it. But this is the one that I did find.
So that one is really nice.
This one is really nice. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. And the angle is great on the leaf, right? This is a very nice example because I know I have one that's got like hooks on it somewhere. So
Okay.
this isn't
All right.
this one, and I don't remember the story on this one. It has no obvious way. There's no way of mounting it, hanging it, or otherwise. But it's a pretty decent size.
Yeah, it really is.
So anyway, let's see if I can find the other one and then maybe do a show on all of them that I have because I do have
Yeah, that would be because I know you've got a couple
handful.
of really nice pieces. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, one more thing about Dragon Con and everything. Yeah, after Dragon Con was great too. I got to meet up with Ken Gagney. Some of you may know from various podcasts, and the
Ken
main
does
editor of Juiced GS.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was fun meeting up with him. The only other place I ever run across him is at Kansas Fest, so that was fun too. So yep,
All right.
yeah,
Sounds good. I guess we're done. Thanks everybody
yeah.
for
All
joining
right,
us. This was
2
great,
weeks.
Nashville.
We'll see you all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. We will play our outro and
Bye.
say goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.